So next thing we're going to talk about is something I've noticed throughout this, early 3 weeks of the season is that a lot of players have switched kind of from the traditional flat, straight eye guards to those angled eye guards. There's a couple players that come to mind right away. The first one's Travis Kelce, who has been probably the most popular NFL player we've ever seen. But he used to just wear regular eye guards, and lately he's been wearing those angled ones instead. So it's kind of a different look. It's a little bit more aggressive, but I've seen it everywhere. It's been pretty crazy. Chase Young, he's another one. He didn't used to have those eye guards. Um, it's very it's like I like it. I like it a lot, honestly, but it's weird. Then we got
Yeah.
Tyrann Mathieu as well,
Let's see. So there's that. There
and then
is Javon Holland.
Javon too. And
Obviously
then yeah,
Vaughn back
so
in the day.
So these angled bars that they're putting on, like pretty much everyone's wearing, kind of reminds me of these custom face masks, like the Von Miller mask we just looked at, and then like the Jalen Ramsey mask.
Yeah.
They used to be the only types of masks that had those like sharp angled eye guards, but
Mhm.
now it seems they've kind of become the standard, which I mean it's pretty cool. From an equipment standpoint, it's pretty cool. And it looks like Riddell might actually be offering, this mask with those jagged eye bars to the public, or at least to the players, at least, and then soon to the public. I'm not sure if they're available to the public now. Um, but I mean, these custom face masks are the OG. This is where they
Yeah.
originally came from, and a lot of these customs are by Badass Masks. They made these custom masks, and now Riddell is kind of ripping off their style and making it their own, which it's kind of shady in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wonder how much the NFL steps in on this. Because personally, I don't know about with this kind of stuff how much these masks are like legal to wear. So I don't really know if this could also be a thing potentially where it's like the NFL is stepping in to say it's offered. So it's like, yeah, it's a little bit, it's tricky. And I guess it's like we don't know to the extent of like how much BA masks can like keep up potentially with like demand.
That's
It could
true.
be one of those things as well where it's like, for example, Jalen Ramsey started wearing his mask. Let's pop that thing up on the screen again so we can. So with Jalen Ramsey's mask, this was his style. He made it popular, but like Derwin James wears the exact same mask. And like clearly, BA Mask is willing to sell them because they're still available on his site. And with our sources, we know that like there's no patent on face mask designs. So as much as BA Masks wants to sell this design, Riddell can go out and make the exact same mask, for probably like realistically the same process as BA is going through. Because they're not, it's not like they're mass manufacturing this, which is why they're so expensive, even if from Riddell. But they're definitely stepping in just to make sure, and like they could say it's for a lot of different reasons. Like it's not that hard for them to come up with a PR thing to make sure. But yeah, the angle thing's definitely interesting. And I think it's like most trends with the NFL where you have one guy do one thing and then all of a sudden it's everywhere. Like it just, and
Absolutely.
it's little bits and pieces, like you pointed out for the first time a year ago, like you're starting to see black accessories come back. And then black accessories have been really popular.
Yep.
And that's just, as much as like the high school guys and whatever they follow what the pros do, pros follow what the pros do. They'll, if they see one guy doing it and it's got a cool look to it, they'll do the exact same thing. I don't really know how they're doing this. Like all these guys are just getting all these little jagged bars because it's like really subtle. Maybe it'll replace it. Maybe it's actually a thing where, because like it's the eye guards, but it's like eye guards with a little more visibility versus like that versus that. So maybe there's actually something behind it. But it does look a little cooler. Von
Yeah,
Miller's never
absolutely.
really caught on though.
Yeah, his is a little bit too specific. There's been some other cool custom masks in the past. I know, like Trent Brown had the diamond jewel face mask, which is pretty cool. But yeah, those jagged eye bars look to be directly from like the Jalen Ramsey custom mask.
Oh yeah.
So it is. It's cool to see how guys kind of like, oh, I like what this guy's wearing. Let me get that. And then the companies are like, wow, these guys want this. Then they make it for the players, and now it's like a widespread thing.
It might even be like equipment manager related. Like maybe equipment managers don't want to be getting masks from BA Masks, and maybe if there's enough demand from equipment managers to do it. Maybe that's how like Riddell steps in. I don't
Yeah.
personally know. The other thing is I don't really understand like Riddell wanting to do this because like and like with our context, like we know how this works. So they basically price the masks at the point where they say, you know, to make this one custom mask, it's going to take us 45 minutes to produce each one of these masks. In that same time, we could create 10 it takes us 15 minutes to make a standard style. So it takes 3 times as long. The standard style is 100, so that means this CU, this custom version, we have to price at 300 or above to make sure we're making it back. I just don't quite understand why they would need to step in personally. Like, it's not like I've seen a lot of guys in this. Like, the Jalen is so overbuilt. It's like I've only seen it in Jalen and Derwin James, so I don't really see the need for Riddell to step in and offer it as a custom face mask. When it's like they already sometimes struggle with supply in the past couple of years. Like, why would you add one more thing to your plate?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see the demand for it. It's cool, but I just don't see the demand side to make it worth it, other than them just stepping in to be a part of it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Either way, I think it's a cool look. I'm a huge fan of the traditional eye guards, but this is a nice, like, subtle little upgrade, and I like it a lot.